If you are hungry, please come to us. We will feed you, no matter who you are. Hello everyone, welcome back to our quiet space for learning and reflection. Today we are going to explore a very powerful story about humanity. We will talk about kindness, community, and a beautiful tradition that helps thousands of people during difficult times. Imagine a world where you can walk into a beautiful building, sit down on the floor, and receive a hot, delicious meal. Imagine that no one asks for your money, no one asks for your ID card. No one asks about your religion, your race, or your country. The only question they have for you is this: are you hungry? This place is not a dream, it is very real. It exists in almost every major city around the world. These places are called Gurdwaras. A Gurdwara is a temple for people who follow the Sikh religion. Inside these temples, there is a wonderful service called Langar. Langar means free kitchen. It is a tradition that is hundreds of years old, and it is a true lesson in love for all human beings. Recently on the internet, many people were talking about a big crisis. In some countries, the government sometimes stops working for a short time. This is called a government shutdown. When this happens, many regular workers do not get their money, they do not receive their salaries. Suddenly, normal families find themselves in a scary situation. They struggle to buy food, they worry about their children, they do not know where to go for help. During one of these difficult times, a kind person posted an important message online. The message was simple, but very useful. It said, if you are struggling for food due to the crisis, Sikh temples called Gurdwaras offer free food to everyone, regardless of race, religion, or gender. This post became incredibly popular. Thousands of people read it, shared it, and left comments. For many individuals, this information was a complete surprise. They did not know that such a place existed. They did not know that a community would open its doors so wide to strangers. Let us look closely at how the Langar works. When you visit a Gurdwara, the food you receive is completely vegetarian. It is usually traditional North Indian cuisine. You might receive warm bread, delicious lentils, rice, and vegetables. The food is simple, healthy, and cooked with a lot of care. The most beautiful part of this tradition is equality. In the Langar hall, there are no special tables, there are no VIP seats. Rich people, poor people, doctors, students, and homeless individuals all sit together on the floor in long rows. Why do they sit on the floor? They do this to show that every human being is equal. No one is higher than anyone else. We are all part of one big human family. The person who shared this advice also gave 3 very important tips for visitors. These tips help us show respect when we enter this sacred space. First, you must remove your shoes at the entrance. You cannot wear shoes inside the building or the dining area. Second, you must cover your head. This is a sign of respect. If you do not have your own scarf or hat, do not worry. Every Gurdwara provides clean pieces of cloth at the door for visitors to use. Third, if you have time after eating, you should try to volunteer. Why is volunteering important? Because the entire Langar system is run by volunteers. Nobody gets paid. The people who buy the vegetables, the people who cook the big pots of soup, the people who serve the food, and the people who wash the dishes are all doing it for free. They do it because their religion teaches them to help others. This selfless service is called Seva. It is a core value of the Sikh community. When this advice was published online, a person from the Sikh community left a comment that touched many hearts. I am a Sikh. Please come if you are hungry. It makes us so happy to see people in need. Take advantage of this service, as most are unaware. Think about those words. In our modern world, we often feel like a burden to others. When we are in trouble, we feel ashamed to ask for help. We worry that people will judge us. But this comment changes everything. The volunteer is not saying we will tolerate you. He is saying please come, your presence brings us joy. They want to help you. By accepting their food, you are helping them fulfill their spiritual purpose. You are giving them a chance to practice kindness. This story teaches us an important lesson about human connection. The world can often feel cold and divided. We look at the news, and we see arguments, economic crisis, and political problems. It is easy to become cynical. It is easy to think that everyone is selfish. But then we look inside a Gurdwara kitchen. We see people waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to chop onions and bake bread for strangers. We see an ancient tradition of unconditional love working perfectly in our modern cities. The next time you walk through your city, look around. You might see a building with a tall yellow flag outside. That is likely a Gurdwara. Remember the story of the Langar. Remember that inside that building, there is a kitchen that never closes its doors to a hungry soul. And if you are ever going through a dark time, if you are ever worried about your next meal, remember that you are not alone. There is a community waiting to welcome you, to give you a warm plate of food, and to remind you that human kindness is still alive. Thank you for listening to our story today. Stay safe, stay hopeful, and remember to be kind to one another.